Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Confession booths busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the goat candle, don't even think. Got a house that smells.
Mi burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the CROTCH cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the CROTCH cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of
Hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I'm your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me at this ungodly hour. Yeah. That's awesome. It looks like we have the amazing and awesome, talented Durante Lamar in the chat. That's awesome. Say hi to Durante. He came here to make me look bad on my own stream. We're going to have some fun today. As you may have noticed, I dropped a new video last night. My first music video.
ICE raids have expanded to Alabama.
Yes, Brente, I see that. ICE raids have expanded to Alabama. That's kind of... All right, we're going to get to those things. We're going to get to those things. First, fun first. Then we're going to do those things. So you knew I was going to do it, right? Here, let's do this.
Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
I am a bad man. If you've ever wondered why Chris Mallard is going to hell, that's one of the reasons. But let me tell you some, friends. You know, I elucidate. All I do is I bring knowledge and light. That's all I do. Matter of fact, I think Jesse Bear has even created a little serpent to represent me. I am the serpent of knowledge. Because a lot of people don't know that the father of the Abrahamic religion Abram, actually did. But see, you notice you're like, why is it that I was showing some old lady? Well, because Abram was 75 years old when he left his father's home, and his wife Sarai was 65 years old. Go look that up, Genesis 12. And then they traveled the desert. They went down to the tree of Gareb, something like that, some fancy tree. They went to that tree because all the cool kids were doing it back then. And then they were forced down to Egypt because of a plague. And when they went to Egypt, Abram was like, listen, honey, you are so fine. You rocking them shorts so good that the Pharaoh is going to kill me, unalive me. Sorry, YouTube. If he finds out you're my wife. So say you're my sister. And she did. And he gave her to the Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh blessed Abram because of this, gave him all kinds of things. But in Genesis 17, it tells us, this is the key point where I'm going. Genesis 15:17. Pardon. It tells us that that they afflicted the Pharaoh with the crotch cooties. Go look it up. And that's what this is all about. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think Abram is this wonderful person who became Abraham, and he's the leader or the father of the religion, and it's all wonderful and nice. But you don't know that not only was he born of an incestuous family, but he married his own sister wife niece, and then he gave her away to another man twice. And then his son did the same thing to his daughter, or his wife. So, yeah. So, see, I may be cray-cray, Durante, but I bring some knowledge sometimes. Good morning, Durante. Thank you for joining me this morning. I was looking for you on off and on yesterday on the line. I must have missed you somehow. Let me catch up and say hi to everybody. Vic Lit, DJ Ratgirl Tika, Renegade Sapper, all you wonderful people, Jessie Bear. The artwork you see over here, that's all Jessie Bear. That is George, our daily atheist goat. And then, of course, Erpina, you'll see her down there, the little serpent snake lady that shows up down here. She's fantastic. So she does the art. Let me catch up here. YouTube just sent you a Spanish because of mi burrito está no bueno. That's kind of correct. And the stories that's one of the things in my Genesis examination of Genesis, although I do make light of the books of Genesis and what happens. I mean, matter of fact, I'm prepared to watch episode 12 because I'm going chapter by chapter. So it's chapter 12. So a lot of people don't really know that this man was the father of this. And then another series I've got going on is, I guess point that I've got, it's a series, is about how God is an evil monster, a creature, not a lovingly father, but a creature. And in this next chapter that I'm fixing to do now, we see for the first time, it's episode, I think it's 16, chapter 16. Man, my memory. Anyway, whatever episode I'm working on now, that one there, we get to see God in his form, allegedly, as Abram cuts apart a whole bunch of animals and spreads them out on the ground, and God appears before them and moves between them as a loving, gentle, fatherly figure. No, he doesn't. He moves through it like a burning a pot of fire, flames, probably singeing the burnt animal flesh and causing that delicious burnt flesh smell that the evil God monster of Abraham loves so much. Yes. So let me catch up here. Durante, nice to actually get to talk to you. I had you recommended as a friend by Facebook, and Chris talked about you. Good to see you. Yeah, I couldn't help it. Yeah, man, that singing, Durante, that was something else on the other show the other day. That was fantastic. I mean, I tease. I'm like, hey, man, he's making me look bad. You need to stop that shit. I've got these little songs. People ask me, hey, Chris, did you sing that song? I'm like, no. Oh, you were on Jimmy Snow's podcast. Okay, the podcast. Very cool. I missed that. Sorry I missed that. Good morning, Shayla and Yarberry. Nice to have you with us. One of the things I want to mention here, Messenger Reveals donated $5 to the super chat. Only 10% of what I had planned to support you this month. I didn't expect special privileges, but clearly your mods are fragile and insecure. Well, Messenger Reveals, I appreciate that. And as mentioned in my previous post about it, you're welcome to keep all that. I'm okay. I appreciate you. I just don't need that. Thank you. I mean, you know what I mean. As a content creator, we love all the support we can get. It does feel kind of icky taking money from somebody who's politically, religiously, in every way opposed to what you say. So it's just kind of, but I understand you're thinking it would make me less uncomfortable if you would keep your money and just be a friend in the chat, though. Cool. That'd be cool with me. I dig it. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. Thank you all. You're all so fantastic. But I got some serious things to talk about. We did this, and I'm glad Durante, man, I really appreciate you that you're in the chat this morning. I wasn't going to talk about it this early, but here we go. The last time I ran the Daily Atheist Morning Show, it was 80% politics, 20% religion, and a lot of people didn't like that. And the reason why I actually started it was because, yes, I'm an atheist, but I wanted a voice about what was going on, and it was driving me crazy to see all the ways the world was taking us and not being able to say or do anything about it. And then Joe Biden won eventually, and things kind of took a turn. The evil Donald Trump slumped into the darkness for a little while, right? And I shut down the Daily Atheist Morning Show and all that. But then back last year, as the political campaigns started going on and all that, I really felt compelled to speak up again. But this time, we ran through, and I enjoy the Daily Atheist Morning Show. It's lighthearted and it's fun. Part of me is compelled to take some time and do some kind of news and share my voice and go, hey, this thing that Trump is doing is crazy, or this is what is crazy, or this is doing, but I don't want to taint the morning show, because there's a lot of, I want to keep it lighthearted. People come here and they want to have fun and they want to joke around and they want to do the thing. And I don't really want to change that. So I've been trying to think about how to do that. Before, I tried to merge the two and it becomes so overwhelming, but I'm going to need a place as our democracy continues to collapse under the weight of this fascist dictatorship. I'm going to need a place to vent my frustrations about it. And so what I'm thinking about doing is maybe setting another time or getting on another stream or going something else, because I don't want to destroy what I've built here with the Daily Atheist Morning Show, but I gotta do something. I gotta say something, because I'm the, I hope y'all understand what I'm talking about. But I've talked about creating. That's why it's called the Daily Atheist Media Network, so I can create more than one show on here and have different shows. I've thought about even calling, if you're familiar with the Maquis, not only from Star Trek, but from the French Resistance in World War II, which is where the Maquis and Star Trek got their name. That's kind of, the kind of crazy I'm thinking about. What to do with myself is kind of where I'm going. For now, I'm just going to stay on track on the Daily Atheist Morning Show and do as best I can to have a lot of fun. We got a poll. We're going to have a poll and talk about our poll. Have you seen my poll? We've got goats. Not everybody has goats. I've got goats. I don't want to ruin the Daily Atheist Morning Show, but man, I got to figure out something. I got to say something. I'm going to catch up with the chat here. Renegade Sapper, you guys are awesome. Okay, there we go. I'm just checking to see what's going on. Okay, so that's kind of my thing. I do want to keep the Daily Atheist Morning Show fun. Matter of fact, to Durante and his community, don't do it. The Bridge City Global. I knew I could do that. They're working on putting out their own morning content, live daily content, and it's going to be like to give you a place to go, morning mindfulness or some business, to give you a place to enlighten yourself and and that's kind of the way the Daily Atheist Morning Show is. So many people have come and said, man, I look forward to just hanging out and laughing and having a good time and watching you talk about your crotch cam. We haven't even fired up the crotch cam. We ain't even talked about the goats yet. And there's Father Flanagan. So I don't want to lose that. I like this. I like it that this is a place that people can come to, but I'm just going to have to figure out a way to pivot without destroying the Daily Atheist Morning Show. Not every atheist is, but man, I got to say my words. I can't sit here and watch all these people, suffer the way we knew they were going to suffer. This morning I was on the internet looking for the domain wewarnedyou.com, but sadly it's taken and nobody's using it. They've just parked it. So that's kind of my thing. If you're curious, Durante, I remember the other day I was watching your show and you had to pause for a moment. You were saying you paused for a moment. It's like, am I really doing this? Can I do all this? I got this going on. I got this going on. I got this going on. And then finally at the end, you told yourself, don't worry about all that. Just stay on mission. Just stay on. And the way I usually refer to it is course correcting. I like to course correct. I've got a goal. I see myself being somewhere, and I'm like, I want to be there someday. I wanted to be a Shakespearean actor, and I wanted to get up and do Shakespeare at the theater. And you know what? Every now and then you forget your way and you get discouraged, but you got to course correct, you know? And I ask myself those same questions as you know, man, am I doing the right thing? Should I just rename the show the Daily Atheist Morning Show, or the channel the Daily Atheist, not try to create other channels and embrace you've already got that. Embrace other people's channels and do this, you know. Am I not big enough? But man, there's so much to be said and so much to be done. You know, there's so many voices that need to be heard, and things are about to get so much worse, you know. I don't know. I just got a lot on my brain this morning. And instead of being funny and having a good time, I'm all serious because, you know, things that are going crazy in the world that disturb the force around here, whenever the evil one is sad and disturbed, I become sad and disturbed. And the abusive relationship Donald Trump has with our society and his lackeys, it makes the evil one sad, and that makes me sad. So let's cheer up, people. Let's do something.
Is your humble parish tired of constant litigation? Drained by bloodthirsty lawyers sucking the collection plate dry? Well, finally, no more threats of jail time and public humiliation. Try Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys. Cute little fellas, eyes and mouth wide with surprise, complete with lifelike tears. Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys, coming to a Walmart near you.
Thank you, Left-Handed Jedi. Left-Handed Jedi gave a $5 super chat and said, Jesus walks into a motel, sits down 3 nails, and asks the manager to put him up for the night. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So those are kind of the things. I'm going to try to get back onto our poll and be kind of cheerful, but probably what I'm going to start doing, I don't know. We'll see. Either I'm going to find another way to do my political voice on another time frame on this same channel, or I'm going to fire up the Chris Mallard channel and start streaming on it at a different time frame, or some of that business. We'll figure out something. And I'll be looking for advice from other content creators and even just seeing how other people do it. Is the line Seth Andrews, Godless Engineer, are all those people just going to ignore what's going on politically and just embrace religion the whole time? Or is our community going to do something? What's going to happen I know what I'm going to do. I'm just looking for other people's advice as to how best to do it, really. So, yeah, gotcha. Team up with Durante. Yeah, Durante's pretty cool. I don't know. I get a kick out. I ought to send you Durante a link. I just don't know if he's ready for that sort of thing. I don't normally have people on the thing. The Messenger Reveals donated $5 to Super Chat. Because he likes reading them out. Embrace debate. Challenge varying opinions while supporting your own beliefs. Don't allow mods to time people out because they're fragile bitches. Well, I don't know that I to be honest, man, you know how it goes, the Messenger. I don't have time to sit there and I can't mod them myself. I got to depend on them. I can go back and review and see what happened. Let me just catch up here. So let me check out our poll today. And that's one of the things that I enjoy the things we do on the show, but I've got to get some more things going for you guys. I love it. We have a lot of fun, but I start running out of steam and I need to find some more content for you guys that is, again, aligned with the show. But I've been stalking other shows, looking at you, Durante, and seeing how they do things. And I'm going to start modifying my stuff to bring some better content. And, yeah. But anyway, for our poll for the day, here is a link. I'm sure Vic's probably dropped a link, or if she isn't, she will very soon. There's a link for the poll. The question is that Abram, the father of the Abrahamic religions, gave his sister wife to the Pharaoh, and she gave him an STD, Genesis 12:17. What advice would you give the Pharaoh in the future? Always check for a ring, or at least look for the band where a ring was, never trust a guy who says she's my sister. Wear a Father Flanagan's Pharaoh sombrero condom next time. That's genius level advice right there. Or have you considered chopping off your foreskin? You do that because of here's the deal. The Egyptians, that's where they got this tradition of removing their foreskin. And it was, I would almost certainly guess a reaction to, it's like a cleanliness thing, STD related. But when you stop and think about it, kidding aside, it's not long after this where Abram starts talking to God. Of course, he actually already been talking to God a little bit, but he starts getting more into it and it gets more in depth. And that's kind of what happens whenever you got neurosyphilis. Matter of fact, the chapter I'm fixing to work on opens with Abram had a vision of the Lord. The Lord said to Abram in his head, you know. Now, we hear this after Abram has been, we know from the previous chapter that Abram and his wife, allegedly, meaning the book even tells us, they had an STD. And they gave it to the Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh said, take your shit and go. That's what, let's do that while we're here. So those of you who are unfamiliar with it, now this is my series here. Left-Handed Jedi donated $2 through Super Chat. Fornication, my second favorite F word. I know, right? Let me see here. I want to reread this other Super Chat that his Messenger Reveals did, though. Did I miss something? I'll check it later. I thought you asked me a question or something. I get so distracted. I'll check it again. But I want to see something here for you, my Paul. And Ollie's in here maybe a little bit. I'll get him up here. Oh, you want me to do that, guys? We'll do that. I'll show you something. Come here. Oh, my goodness gracious. We have officially on the show. Here's Ollie, our computer engineer. He's joining us this morning. And he's joining me this morning so you can see that we have finally acquired the crotch cam. There's the OF, the Ollie fans cam. There you go. The crotch cam. So Durante, in case you've been hearing about the crotch cam, there's the crotch cam. Anyway, on with the show. Sorry, little buddy. Earlier, he was just bugging me nuts to do the thing. Let me get this video up here for you guys. I get coffee and wired up in the morning just for y'all. It's a hoot. Let me find y'all this video. Okay, so as I've been working on the Genesis, the book of Genesis, with my Evil God Monster of Abraham series. And in that series, we go through the Bible chapter by chapter, sort of like Durante's doing. Exactly like Durante's doing. And examining it critically and having fun with it, making fun of it and enjoying ourselves. So let me come over here and I want to go here, 12. There we go. And there we go. The chapter in which Abram leaves his father's home. All right, so this is an older video. I want to have fun with this for a moment over here. And I'm going to, sorry guys. I had some things go on this morning before the show, if you're familiar with things. It's like I was sitting here, happy-go-lucky, ready to go do that voodoo that I do so well, and just like some new knowledge hit me that just kind of disturbed my force, And so I'm kind of catching up a little bit, but I have a plan, and this is part of my evil plan of doom and despair. So to understand more what we're talking about, the Pharaoh's curse, and for those of you who are just showing up, I did make a music video of the Pharaoh's curse song, and we're going to play it again here in a little bit. But I want to give you some background on the Pharaoh's curse, what it's about, where it came from, and I feel the best way to do that is to show you this video. And this also, for those of you who don't know, will give you an idea of the Evil God Monster of Abraham series. This was the last video I created back in 2020, before I shut down the Daily Atheist morning show. Since I've picked it up, I've done a couple of new episodes of this. Look at him, he's sleeping. But this was back in 2019, one of the very last shows I did, or episodes I did. And to be honest, I got to be honest with you, this one is incomplete. I was actually in production of this video. I'd created it and another one, and I didn't have all the graphics or anything. So it's a little weirder than the most of them if you watch. But here we go. The message is important. The chapter in which Abram leaves his father's home, moves to Egypt, then he and his sister wife give the Pharaoh of Egypt a sexually transmitted disease. Stick around. Protect yourself from Abram's crotch cricket curse by reaching out and clicking that subscribe button, then hitting that little notification bell. Keep your jiggly bits safe, my friends. Now, on with the show. I have to be honest. These next few chapters, which contain the story of Abram/Abraham, are some of my favorite chapters in the Old Testament. In case you're unaware, the Abram I'm talking about is the same Abram who is considered the father of the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. To catch you up, Abram is a direct descendant of Noah, who is, of course, about 10 generations removed from Adam. Abram, or Abraham as he's later known, is considered the father of these faiths because in subsequent chapters he'll go on to make the first covenant with God, securing the position of God's chosen people for the ancient Hebrews. In the last chapter, we learned of the incestuous nature of his family. One of Abram's brothers married his own niece, and Abram married his own half-sister. In later chapters, Lot, Abram's nephew, will go on to have incestuous sex and subsequently children with his own daughters. So far, 11 chapters into the Book of Death, and every major family or hero is in some way in an incestuous relationship, either implied or directly stated. Who did Cain and Abel have children with to populate the earth? Either their mother or sisters that Adam and Eve produced later. Who did the children of Noah breed with to repopulate the earth? He had 3 sons who had 1 wife each. At best, it was first cousin on first cousin after that. Then we get to Abram and his family, and the Bible directly tells us they married within their own family. Abram married his own sister, and his brother Nahor married his own niece. By our modern notions, marital incest is not generally something you go around bragging about, let alone writing down in a holy text. But the Bible makes no effort to hide it. Of course, scientifically, we know the harms of inbreeding, such as physical deformities and mental handicaps. And there is absolutely no reason to believe incest wasn't the norm for the entire lineage, from Adam right down to Abram. So what kind of quality offspring could Abram possibly have been? Now, on to chapter 12. This chapter opens with God telling Abram to leave his father's house and that God will make Abram a great nation. So the spry young Abram picks up his bride Sarai and his nephew Lot, and they toddle off into the desert. Well, he's not really spry so much. Genesis 12 verse 4 says he was 75 years old when he left his father's household. And in Genesis chapter 17, we learn that Sarai is about 10 years younger than Abram. So we'll pin her at around 65 years old when they leave. They traveled to the land of Canaan, to the great tree of Moriah, then onto the hills east of Bethel. Then they set out for Negev, but a famine forced them down to Egypt. Now, here's where things get really interesting. As they were about to enter Egypt, he says, Genesis 12 verses 11 through 13, I know what a beautiful woman you are. When these Egyptians see you, they will say, this is his wife. Then they will kill me, but let you live. Say you are my sister, so that I will be treated well for your sake, and my life will be spared because of you. Wait, what? Yeah, based on what we know so far, Sarai is at least 65 years old and bred from the same incestuous stock as Abram, because they're brother and sister, right? And considering all the hard desert miles she's bound to have had on her and the lack of any modern form of dentistry, etc., I seriously doubt she's the oil of Olay model type of 65 plus. And yet here he is telling her that she's so beautiful, he'll get killed if she claims to be his wife. So she needs to pretend to be his sister. Really? That's just crazy. So that's how it was done in Egypt back in the day. If you saw a hot gilf passing through the town, the general rule was to murder her elderly husband and take her a prize. Well, maybe. Genesis 12, 14, and 15. When Abram came to Egypt, the Egyptians saw that Sarai was a very beautiful woman. And when Pharaoh's God bless you. The messenger reveals is not a, wait. His messenger is a Christian, but I did notice, I want to mention something. His messenger reveals, I did notice, again, the chat goes fast. Oftentimes I'll go back during the day and I'll rewatch these shows because I'm a narcissist and I masturbate to watching myself. But when I do that, I see your chat. And I did notice that I mistakenly labeled you as a Christian and you express it, hey, I'm not a Christian. Douchebag. I don't think you said douchebag. I threw that in there for you. So I made a note, mental note. His messenger reveals is not a Christian. His messenger reveals, his messenger states this other individual in the chat, confusing, but I get it now, is a Christian. I'm not, idiots in the chat. Okay, yeah, I thought you were talking to Idiot Test. So we have somebody in the chat named Idiot Test. Anyway, the mods who timed me out last time are bitches, got it morons. Oh, okay, I'll tell you what. How about we do this? I will make you a deal. And thank you for the $5 super chat. My mods, if you're watching, we'll make a deal with Messenger super this Messenger reveals individual. You're wonderful, man. Do not mod him out unless he super chats me. If he super chats me again, feel free to mod him out. Now, wait. I'm not being a jerk. I'm just saying. Now, unless he says something, openly racist, openly sexist, you know what I mean? If he violates those rules, something. But otherwise, if he's just being a jerk, let him speak his mind. I just don't want money. Don't give me any more of your money, dude. I appreciate you. I very much do. It just feels weird. I don't like that feeling. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate dollars. I'm a content creator. We all blah, 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 blah. And it's very rare you'll probably see a content creator go, dude, stop giving me money. Mods, if this bitch gives me money one more time, no, I don't mean bitch. You know what I mean. Dude, fool, whatever. Dr. Doom kind of thing. If this person, individual, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Now, please don't give me any more money. My mods, I've asked them, and sometimes there's not all here at the same time. I'm sure they'll spread the word though. Don't mod out this dude unless he says something. You got me. Let's watch this Chris jackass, and on with the show here.
Officials saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and she was taken to his palace. Okay, so this dilapidated desert daisy was so beautiful that the Pharaoh's men saw her and were so taken by her that they felt the need to literally go tell the Pharaoh. And of all the young and beautiful women of Egypt, the Pharaoh ends up going for this gorgeous goat herding granny. Right. But you know what? Apparently it paid off. Genesis 12, verse 16 says, he, the Pharaoh, treated Abram well for her sake, and Abram acquired sheep and cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. So what do you think the Bible author means by for her sake? For her beauty or for her vagina? I find it highly unlikely in such a savage land as Egypt is being portrayed that the Pharaoh gave all that wealth just so he could simply look upon her beauty. And if all he wanted to do was gaze upon her granny goods, he could have done that whether she was Abram's sister, wife, brother. That doesn't matter, right? To add to the dripping misogyny, notice the reward doesn't go to her. It goes to Abram. She's used as little more than a streetwalker, and all the wealth goes to her husband. It sure looks like Abram is literally pimping his wife out to the Pharaoh. Is the lesson to be learned here that you can give your sister wife to another man as a method of acquiring wealth? Great moral grounding for a religion. Imagine basing your religion on indecent proposal 2000 BC. So if before seeing this video, I told you that the father of the Abrahamic religion literally whored out his sister wife to the Pharaoh of Egypt for some coin, cattle, and slaves, would you have believed me? Well, here it is. He claims it was out of fear for his life, but it sure seems more like it was a business transaction to me. And didn't he have the power of God to protect him? He was already talking to God. No power there? Anyway, and now, my friends, as if to bolster the notion Pharaoh was knocking boots with Sarai, the part you've all been waiting for, Genesis 12, verse 17 says, but the Lord inflicted serious diseases on Pharaoh and his household because of Abram's wife, Sarai. That's right. Sarai gave Pharaoh an STD, which he proceeded to give to his wives and around his household. As you can imagine, the Pharaoh was pissed. Verses 18 through 20. So Pharaoh summoned Abram. What have you done to me? He said. Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister so that I took her to be my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and go. Then Pharaoh gave orders about Abram to his men, and they sent him on his way with his wife and everything he had. Notice, despite Pharaoh's anger, he didn't ask for anything back. Instead, he told him to take everything and go, because that's what you do when somebody gives you the cooties. You don't want anything from them. Take your shit and go. And so, if Sarai had an STD, then Abram had it. And like Al Capone during decades of syphilis-riddled adulation, Abram starts talking to an imaginary creature and eventually starts mutilating himself by cutting off the end of his dick. A trick he learned while they were in Egypt, by the way. But let's not jump too far ahead, okay? We'll get to that part soon enough. Fodder for another chapter. So far, though, everything the Bible has had to say about Abram reflects very poorly about his character and his lineage. Yet this horror of a man is a prophet of God? Yep, but not of a kind, loving, gentle, merciful God. No, but this is exactly the kind of prophet you'd expect from the evil god monster of Abraham and its book of death. Remember, avoid getting the prophet plague on your crotch critter by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that little notification bell. If you like what I do and you'd like to support my cause, follow the link in the description below to my Patreon and find a tier that works for you. Thank you, and take care.
There we go. I didn't mean to hit that. We'll see that later. Okay, so yes, that's kind of the thing. I don't even know what's going on. I as far as the messenger reveals and all of his subscribing and unsubscribing, I don't even know what you were trying to tell me. Left-handed Jedi, do not read his chats at the end of the show. That is sound advice. I think I do a really good job of being humble and gracious whenever people give me money for the show. I'm very grateful. It's pretty rare that I think any content creator says no, and it's cool. I appreciate you. I'd rather you not. It makes me feel bad. Makes me feel, sometimes somebody gives me money. Even Jessie Bear, she'll super chat me. I'm, girl, don't be giving me money. Makes me feel bad. Not the same kind of bad. Different kind of bad. Doesn't creep me out when Jessie Bear gives me. It makes me feel bad, but it doesn't creep me out. Anyway, you guys are wonderful. Nice to see you, all of you people. Captive Desk. Hey man, it was nice being on the show the other day. Thank you. I had quite a busy weekend. I got to be on your show, and I got to be on Durante's as well. Now, if Durante, you're still watching, I'm sure, maybe busy, but if this is the first time you've seen my Evil God Monster of Abraham series, as you can see, it's kind of similar to your analysis of the Bible. Now, what Durante's stuff is he normally does his live. Mine's scripted, and I go through and I write it up and stuff like that. But he does his live. It's a lot of fun. Y'all should check it out. So let me check our poll and see where our poll is today and how everything's going. Close this. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, no. Yeah. Adolf, sometimes I got to be careful when I read these. Yeah, see, thank you very much to my Sang-Ji. Thank you. Matter of fact, Sang-Ji, I'm going to go ahead and take care of that myself right now. I can see that in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and, can I remove this user completely? I'm going to remove you if I can. As we talked about at the top of the show, I got a person who tried to join our chat with a clearly right-wing, just trash kind of situation, and we that's what we were talking about. We're gonna, as time goes forward, we're gonna need to embrace a little bit more of the political blah 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 blah. I just don't want to get into it right now. I was trying to have fun. John Hudson. John, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Brent, thank you for being here. I saw Sang-Ji get rid of that guy. I appreciate you for that. We ain't got no time for that. It's not necessarily an echo chamber. We do appreciate those who come and talk. And I don't know what the mods were doing to take care of his messenger reveals. I don't know. I don't know what he was saying. I'll have to go back and see. But unfortunately for me, I mean, most of the time, even whenever I go back and watch, it's already been removed. So, that's a good question. Let's talk about that for a minute, because that's something. Does something mean, I don't know what he's talking about, but does something mean atheists are unable to see sin? We could just see, are atheists unable to be sin, and get to fully encapsulate the question. Here's the deal. Atheists don't believe in God. Period. That's it. This atheists don't believe in God. Period. That's it. The only common denominator. Period. Us, though, if you're talking about us, as I have to clarify all the time, sin is an idea created by your God monster. And that what sin is varies from person to person as to what their God monster believes. There's this creature over on a hill, and it has things that it likes and it doesn't like. It likes Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It doesn't like almond praline, and therefore almond praline is a sin. This creature over here, it doesn't like fish on Fridays. You thought the almond praline thing was kind of weird, didn't you? Until I actually put it into context by comparing it to a real religious thing where the Catholics don't eat fish on Fridays. So what is a sin? A sin is it's a word. It's a word attributed to creatures that allegedly lord over us. What is evil? What's the difference between so Jim Jones unalived over 900 of his own followers, and a senator, I believe, and a helicopter pilot, and a whole bunch of other people. Was that evil? Why was that evil? A tsunami in 2001, I believe, unalived over 100,000 people. Was that evil? It's just a tsunami. You know, evil is intent. Evil is what's in somebody's heart. A lion isn't evil when it eats a gazelle. It doesn't, you know, that's not evil. Unless, of course, over here somewhere you've got some creature on a mountain and it doesn't like that lions eat gazelles. And it says if gazelles eat lions, that's a sin. But beyond that, it's not evil. It's not a sin. It's not evil. There's no malice in it, you know? Not like you have with Jim Jones. The control, I mean, that's something that's clearly what we would define without the need of a deity as being evil. You know? It's just a word. Sin is just a word. Sin is essentially God's word for illegal. It's illegal according to God. Sin means illegal. It's illegal. In God's law, it's illegal. Sin. It's kind of. So is parking over there a sin? If God says it is, then it is. Or it's at least illegal. Paracephalus, Captive Desk. We had a great, let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm getting away with my chat. We had a great show the other day. Yep. Captain Murphy. Interesting. Captain Mappy. Luke. That's a lot of, there is no sin. That's not true. Joseph Stalin was a good man, I guess. No. No. Okay, I'm going to look just in case you've watched it, heard my words, and they made any kind of sense to you. Joseph Stalin was not a good man. Raven Lunatic, is this the show where we can say dumb stuff in a super chat? These Christian messages are coming across as fucking cunts. Well said, Raven Lunatic. Actually, I was going to thank you for the $5 super chat, by the way. I was going to take Left-Handed Jedi's advice. You know, the only reason, I guess, why they continue to do it despite my protestations is because I read them out. I read them out of respect. But if they're not going to respect me and stop doing it, then I shouldn't need to respect them. And I don't know what the process is of getting your money back. I haven't ever had anything from YouTube saying, hey, somebody wants their money back. It's never happened. I don't know. So, but you're welcome to get it back. Not you, Raven. That's mine now. We gonna scrap. This is $5 Australian. That's like worth 15 or something cents. I'm such a bad man. You watch. The American dollar is gonna tank. Trump is gonna tank, and someday I'm gonna be like, man, look at these Australian dollars. It's like gold, and you're gonna be giving me shit about my American dollars. Good morning, Moonshoes. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you guys are having some fun. Hi, Nancy. How you doing this morning? Everything's been going so busy. I hadn't had the opportunity to say hi. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. His messenger. Yeah, his messenger has an interesting viewpoint. I appreciate you guys taking care of it for me in the chat there. That's right. Raven Lunatic. That's all now. Austin Sims, one of the most effective ways you can do that is to convince them they aren't responsible for the pain and suffering they cause. God calls you to hate them for being different. It's really interesting. Some of the most horrific atrocities known to man have been created or done in the name of God. Now, you can argue about like Pol Pot or Stalin, but Stalin was more of these people didn't plant their flags in atheism. You know, to Stalin, religion was a threat to his power, and that was all it was about. To Pol Pot, he just wasn't a believer. That was it. He didn't have nothing to do with it. They didn't go around carrying flags going, atheism, your Christ will die under my boot. That's not what happened. That's what Christian people do. That's what religious people who do. And that's what they have done, you know, but they're really good about the projection. I have to give them that. Where's the trolls I keep hearing about? Present thyself. Well, I think they may have gotten their butts modded out. See, his messenger says the best way to turn a blind eye to sin is to claim it doesn't exist. No. We can still have bad things. You can still do bad things, and I mean, remember, let's take and equate the word sin to illegal. Just think about it like that. We have laws against those things. Mankind, all by themselves, came up with a set of laws that are actually quite better in so many ways than the laws that came up that were created by this God monster. I'm just saying, his messenger, because if you take a moment right now, you live by the laws of modern mankind, I presume. Otherwise, you're texting us from prison. So you're watching us from prison. If you are, say hey to everybody in the showers for us. Now, but, oh, wait a second. Wait. Did I lose my stream? Oh, no. Okay. They're still there. Gotcha. Okay. So, but we still have laws, and just like, I'm still responding to his messenger. You have to follow those. And if you were to take and follow the laws of the Bible, go follow the laws of the Bible. The 10 Commandments, it starts at 10. Of course, there's a couple of them, right? So if you don't know this, let me once again drop some knowledge on you. When Moses took the people up to the Mount Sinai, and God was up there, God spoketh thusly to the people. And he said, these are the commandments: number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, 7, 8, 9, number 10. And then the book says the people became afraid and moved away from the mountain. Everybody with me so far? And then God went on, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 618 commandments. And some of these commandments involve, destroying your neighbor who doesn't believe in the same God as you do, unaliving people who don't worship the right way, all this manner of stuff. There's a whole bunch to it. So those 10 commandments that you're really fond of, that's just, there's no way, his messenger, that you could live by those laws and get through. You'd have to unalive your neighbor for mowing his lawn on a Saturday, for the Sabbath. You know what I mean? You just could not live by those laws here and get through. And yet you somehow claim that atheists, civilized man. See, that's what I mean. Our laws are more, of course, there's a different set of decalogues. To my understanding in the Bible, there's another one that's different. And I believe it probably does stop at 10. It makes a lot more sense. It says things like, don't boil a goat or a kid in the milk of its mother. That's one of them, if I remember right. Yeah, I'm not under law. I'm under grace. That's just, I don't mean to be rude, but I kind of do. That's just kind of babble. That's just nonsense. You are under the law. You either work under the law of man or you go to jail. Now, as far as working under the law of, obviously Jesus came and relinquished, but Jesus didn't come to change the law. Remember, he said he came to fulfill the law, or some business like that. God is a fiction. Yes. So back to what is a sin? Sin is essentially a God saying what's law. It's God's law. What's illegal in God's world. Same thing. The word illegal. Man knows sin. We know sin. We understand sin without God. We don't need God to understand sin. Just call it illegal, and that those are close enough. You'll understand. If you use your reason, Leonidas, you'll get there. Who was being rude? Was I being rude? I was about to be rude. I do kind of get there a little bit. Noah, sorry. God is fiction. Nancy, excellent. Moon. Oh, let's see what's going on. Special cookies. I dig me some special cookies. Amber, good morning, Amber. Thank you for joining us. Somebody is pretending sin doesn't exist, I see, or rather that it doesn't apply, which is the same thing. Again, yes, sin, his messenger, I'm above the law. You're not Donald Trump. Clearly, he's above the law. I mean, right? Do we have any questions about that now? I don't think we should have any questions about that anymore. Boy, the chat is lit this morning. You guys are getting after it. Sin is a silly concept. Well, yeah, I can't say that. Ethereal for you put that on there on purpose to pick on my Texas accent, Moon. Let me see here. Sangji says yes. Sangji says yes. Not one letter of Moses' law is to be changed until the end of the earth and heavens. Something like that. Noah says, I've been successful LA builder and developer. I'm trying to divert water to secure this deal. God has nothing to do with this business deal or your success. That's interesting, Noah. Let me ask you, Noah, let me read this again. Noah says, I've been hooked on phonics, people. I can do this. I've been a successful LA builder and developer. I'm trying to divert water to secure this deal. God has nothing to do with this business deal or my success. That's fascinating. I was curious if you're a non-believer because of your name, Noah, if that is your real name, did being named Noah cause you to look into it and give more scrutiny to the faith, to the text, and then make you go, oh man, in other words, did being named Noah push you away? I had a friend who was named Christian once, and he said that because he was named Christian, he kind of, once he found out more about it, it became problematic. Let me go here. Katie Dobson, good morning. Sin has nothing to do with the morals or the lack thereof. I could be totally sin-free and still be totally immoral. Yeah, again, sin in their context of sin, they're talking about a person or a God monster. Raven Lunatic donated $5 to the super chat. Here's my 2 cents worth. Is that your Australian dollars is 2 cents worth? I'm a bad man. Here's my 2 cents worth. No, just a bad joke. Maybe he did get it. Now Raven's just picking on me. You're not supposed to be funnier than me, man. How does a priest make holy water? He boils the hell out of it. I don't think they do boil it. That's part of the problem. The E. coli alone. If you need an ark, I know a guy. That's fantastic. I should read back and see if he responded. If God was great, then where was he for my daughter Evelyn? She never had a chance. That's a great question. I don't know. You might ask his messenger. He claims to be the, messenger for him or it. Oh, look at us. Okay, give me just a second here. I do want to check on our poll to see, and we can continue talking about sin. I'm all about sin. It's an interesting topic. Let me check out something here. And let's see, Abraham, the question is, Abram, the father of the Abrahamic religions, gave his sister wife to the Pharaoh, and she gave him an STD, Genesis 12:17. What advice would you give the Pharaoh in the future? The option, so far we've had 43 votes. Let me make sure you're doing this. I will get to that. Oh, boom, boom, boom. There we go. Make sure everything's good. Man, that sucks. But I'm back. Okay. Anyway, so there we go. I screwed up. I have a thing. I'm back. I am back. Well, what the deal was, so we went to the thing, go vote at the place. There we go. There I am. Now you can hear me. So Abram also, according to Alvarin, Abram also bought a woman when his wife couldn't conceive. When she ran away, God sent his goon squad to force her back. And this is Hagar, and that's actually true. I'm going to hit those chapters in my analysis of the books of Genesis, chapters of Genesis, books of Genesis, coming up. Because, I guess that's the whole deal. The opening of the chapter I'm working on right now, it opens with God going, "Hey, Abram, how's things?" In his head, right? And rather than going, "Wow, God, that's awesome, man, you're talking to me," and all this other stuff. No, Abram goes, "I'm sad because I don't have any babies. I haven't had any babies, and I'm so sad." That's really how it opens. Go read it. It's like, "I'm so sad. It bothers me so much." And so God's like, "You know what? Don't worry. You're eventually going to have babies." But then in subsequent chapters, they don't have babies. So he ends up having Nook with Hagar, who has the baby, and then runs away because Sarai is such a wonderful, loving. That's not right. She was a horrific person to her. You know what I mean? But we'll get to that. That's fun for the whole family, but that'll come later. I don't believe in Ganesh. How can I force myself to believe in Ganesh? You don't believe in Ganesh, Nancy? I'm so disappointed. Okay, no, that's okay. We'll let you hang out in the chat. Forgiveness comes with the price, Let's see here. Disturbed. Why? All right, give me just a second, guys. I'm going to do a thing real quick. Let's do some goats. You guys haven't had any goats this morning. Let's do some goats. And then when I come back, I will show. Oh, wait. Maybe I should. No. We'll do goats first. Then when I come back, for those of you who are unaware, I will show you the new music video for the Pharaoh's Curse song. Mi burrito estano bueno. Whenever we get back. Oh, I see the goats. There are goats. They call for goats. So, yes, we got goats.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh, no. The Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning built flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sin and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, I am back. Notice the little herpina, the little snake down there that Jesse Bear created. I'm going to put that on a shirt, and we can do some of that. That's very cool. So let me get back to the chat. We did some goats. Now, for those of you who are new and all this other stuff, and you've probably heard at the end of the show, we play a song. It's and I heard somebody, I read somebody in the chat say, I hear this in my sleep. I too hear this song in my sleep. Especially since after like yesterday, where I spent quite a bit of time putting it together to create this music video for it. Oh my goodness. I hear it all the time. It's catchy though. It's very catchy. That's one of the reasons why I was asking, I'd reached out to Durante. I was going to see if they knew anything about, licensing or selling music, because, I'd like to get my stuff kind of going in that direction. Anyway, so here we go with the new video I created yesterday. Well, I've been creating it, but you'll see. It's the Pharaoh's Curse. Let me know in the chat. Thumbs up, Pharaoh's Curse hat, all that business. And of course, there's a link to Durante Lamar's channel. Go subscribe to him too.
Mi burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
Oh, guys, I want to say I did that. So it does have the words at the bottom, but I tried for hours to get it to do the ball and to have the text change colors as it went through. I tried to do things, and my DaVinci Resolve skills just aren't there yet. I was able to get the text up on the screen and have it move, so I appreciate you. I tried, but in the future, I'll try to get the bouncy ball things down. That's going to be a lot of fun. Let me catch up on the chat here. It burns when I pee. I know, I keep getting this song stuck in my the me Viclet says me. Where does it say me? I thought I had it correct. I thought I corrected it. Mi burrito está no bueno. It's supposed to be mi. Did I mess that up? I thought I had that right. And the serpent of knowledge snake, yes. Penile plague. Man, mi taco está no bueno. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so switch on. No need for the bouncing balls. We do have the lap cam after all. Great point. What about having the bouncing goat instead of the ball? That's a great idea. I'm going to have to steal that. I'm going to have to take George the goat, and I'm going to see if, I take it just like it is. Have George the goat, make him a little bit smaller, and have him the bouncing ball. Now I'm suddenly motivated to do that again. I'd spend hours failing once again. They're again, as we talked about at the beginning of the show, I noticed to mention they were talking about Trump again and how it's nice and things are going to be better for business and all that stuff. And I disagree. I think it might seem that way at first. We'll see what happens this time. Was it good for business? Well, we'll see. We'll just see what happens. I got thoughts. I don't want to ruin the fun of the show just yet. Yep. Because there's things like the prices of everything is going to go up. They're going to go up. They're already going up. Anyway, we'll get there. Does Father Flanagan lead the boys' choir of the Church of Holy Shenanigans? That's a great question. I like that idea. That's good. Maybe he should. One of the things I need to get on the ball of, I need to get working on some products, some real products, the Father Flanagan stuff. I'm going to start looking for white label, the condoms that we can put the Pharaoh sombrero on. You know, if the Pharaoh had worn a Pharaoh sombrero condom from Father Flanagan's line of sexual health products, he would not have caught the crotch cooties from Abram and Sarai. Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? See, that's why I think about it too. I also have to be honest. Sometimes I go to click something and it'll jump just before I click it. That makes me frustrated. There was a couple of times earlier I went to click one right above a super chat that I didn't want to highlight, and it did highlight the super chat again. I was like, son of a bitch. Good morning, Viclit. Hi, Viclit. Good morning, Ways to Human. AJ, nice to see you. Reverb Twang, all you wonderful people who've snuck in. I hope you enjoy the new video. I had a lot of fun making that one. Trump is good for billionaires. That's kind of, yeah, I guess so. His messenger is that, you know, it's statements like that. If the W in there is what I think it is, it's statements like that that could potentially get you kicked out of the chat. You know, I'm just saying. Because if you're talking about Trump is make America white again, I don't put up with that shit. That's not even funny. No. Yeah. You need to be more clear because that don't happen here. No. Pavel D, what are you doing, Pavel D? Did you have a good weekend? It's Tuesday already. You guys having a, let me see here. Well, let me get back to my poll. And as mentioned, there are certain things, let me go over here, that I'm trying to decide on what to do. I want to mention it again during the middle of the show, and I'll go back and I'll check some of the chat and see what does the chat think. Okay, so in 2019, when I ran the damn show, I started talking kind of a lot of politics on the show. What started this idea was I started thinking about at the 8 o'clock hour, halfway through the show, starting to talk about news and Trump. And man, if we do that, it's going to turn this whole show into just left-wing politics. And so many people have come into the chat and said, hey, Chris, this is a cool place to come and have fun and just laugh and, you know, not worry about that shit. And then if I turn this into that, then this will no longer be the place that people can come to have fun and, you know, blow off the stress and not worry about the ugliness that's going on in the world. So just kind of torn on how to move which direction. Because I'm, you know, as everybody knows, we got to have a voice. It's like the whole thing about mission creep with whenever they came at us about the mission creep on trans people. No, it's not mission creep. We're all taking care of each other. It's the Christian theocracy and the right-wing trash that's trying to oppress them and us. We should stand up together kind of thing. Oh, that's a great... Look at you, Vic Lit. That's a great idea. Let's go here and let's do this. Start a new poll. I got to close the old poll first. Close the old poll. Well, all right, in poll. There we go. All right, now. Okay, let's go here. Okay, I got a poll there. I'm going to go politics. 2. There we go. Apparently I can't spell. Okay. Let's try with that little poll there and we'll see what we get. So there we go. We'll start with that. And I'll go from there and we'll see. I know. Yeah. We're going to see what happens. You know, this happens about every 80 years. It really does. And it's happening again. I just hope we can survive it. I've got for those of you who are unaware, I'm something of a writer, but I'm a lazy writer, to be honest. And I started a story. Really, it's more of a concept. I have an idea of a concept. I've started writing it out, but I've never really done anything about it. And it's called The Day of the Rope. I don't mind telling you, if you steal my idea, great. I really appreciate it if you work with me, but I'd love to find a female author or a person of color or anybody besides just another old white guy. You know, just feel me on that. Just feel me on that. But it's called The Day of the Rope. And basically back in the 70s, the right wing, you know, trash over there, whoever they are, what do you call them? White supremacist groups wrote a book called The Day of the Rope. And in that book, the deal is essentially that it's planning it out. Whenever they overthrow the government, they're going to go around and unalive at the end of a rope all of the white people who helped everybody else, who helped the black people, who helped the people of, you know, the people of color, the lesbians, the you know, that's what the Day of the Rope is. It's when they go around hanging people like me for standing up for people like everyone else. And it's a real thing. And so I had written a play, or had the idea, the concept of a play. I never really got to it, to write a play about that, about a person being locked in their home, awaiting trial, which is going to happen out on their yard because one of these little redneck militias came around and caught this person that they knew was a left-wing talking head. And now they're going to hang them on their street out in their own front yard. And the whole play takes place in his home while he awaits this execution. Crazy idea, huh? That's crazy that they would do that, but they wrote the book about it. You know? And now this very day, we got some jackass in my chat going, "Make America white again." You don't think shit like that would happen? Oh yeah, it would happen. Oh yeah. So a lot going on in the world. A lot. And this kind of thing. Let me check on our thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Politics too. They are related. So weird. Politics, religion. Yeah. And see, we've got like roughly a third of my peeps. You know. Of course, I have to assume that some of the religious people in the chat are skewing it to a certain degree, but yeah. So now it's just kind of, I don't know how I'm going to address it. We'll have to figure it out. But I wasn't too worried about it. Like I said before the show, I was sitting here all getting ready to go to the show, and then the wife brought something to my attention, and I just opened up the news and saw the news. You want to see some of the news? Let's just look a little bit of news. I like this ground news. They're really cool. Trump administration directs widespread pause of federal loans and grants. Immigration officers are operating with a new sense of mission. Now, nobody gets a free pass. Do you remember what happened? I mean, this is very similar to what happened in Germany. I mean, Trump took power. He's come in. He's removing all the checks to his power. He's going to go out. He's already going after his political opponents. And he's making it to where nobody can stop him. He's trying to pass laws where he can't be sued. You know, he's absolutely 100% above the law. Trump signs order that likely sets in motion a future ban on transgender troops. He's going after everybody. All at once, everybody. Senate confirms Scott Bassett, somebody who's almost certainly not qualified. Department, oh, you guys can't even see this. Justice Department fires more than a dozen key officials on former special counsel Jack Smith's team. So they're just firing all the people that were trying to bring Trump and his cronies to justice. It's not like Trump and them were innocent and any of that business. I mean, Trump was guilty. He was found guilty. And now that he's gotten back in power, he's going after all the people who found him guilty, all the people who called him out, all the people, you know, it's not going to end. It's just going to continue. It's going to go on, and it's just going to get worse. Tucker Carlson claims Biden administration tried to, you know, I mean, this is just, and another thing, in my opinion, is that Trump really is just a lackey of Vladimir Putin. And Vladimir Putin is the one who's directing Trump to do all this. You think he came up with all this stuff by himself? What's the best way to overthrow the American government and to get as much power? Do you think Donald Trump knows that much about what goes on in our country and how the levers of power actually works to be able to do all this stuff? No. Somebody's telling him to do this. Who would it be? Who benefits from it? Vladimir Putin benefits from it. That's who benefits. But Vladimir Putin is now the president of the United States. Donald Trump is the vice president of the United States. At best. Manchurian candidate. Trump is a convicted felon. Full stop. And that's the thing. He was convicted. He was arraigned by jury of the peers. I mean, it's not like what he is trying to do, where he's just going after people for no other reason than they went after him, you know? And us on the left, we really shouldn't feel bad for Joe Biden pardoning anybody. Donald Trump has openly said that he's going to go after people. Openly said it. Liz Cheney, he's openly threatened to go after her. You know, what does that mean? Well, at some point, they can turn it to mean treason. You know, if you're against Donald Trump, then that becomes treasonous language. Let me bring this up for you real quick. I want to bring up something else. Did I close that page? I think I may have closed that page, but I'll bring that page up for you guys because you're awesome. I was doing a little bit of research. I used the R word this morning about the Marquis of France. And let me go here. I know you think it's kind of crazy that they would actually lash out, that they would go after people who did nothing but expose them for what they are. In World War II, there was a group called the White Lotus. Let me find this here. Hurry up, computer. Hello, computer. The White Rose in Germany. The White Rose was a student-led organization in Munich. They distributed anti-Nazi leaflets and called for resistance. Their key members were Sophie and Hans Scholl. And the movement was crushed in 1943 after members were arrested for what? What were they arrested for? Can you guess what they were arrested for? Were they arrested for assaulting people, burning down buildings, unaliving anybody? No. They were arrested for distributing anti-Nazi leaflets. Key members, including Sophie and Hans Scholl, were executed by guillotine. So, fun for the whole family. Let me look here in the chat and see what's going on. Catching up. The Maquis were hunted down as terrorists by the state both times. The Maquis played a crucial role in disrupting French logistics during the D-Day invasion. After the liberation of France in 1944, most Maquis fighters either joined the Free French forces under Charles de Gaulle or returned to civilian life. There were other organizations that were indeed crushed. Got some sort of thing going on there. The Polish Home Army, which was another resistance fighter group, many of them were executed by the Soviets, who saw them as also a threat after the war. So that's my thinking, Jason. That's my thinking. They were beheaded. Exactly. By who? By right-wing people. Exactly like the people who took over now. I think as we get further into the evolution of man and our civilization, it would be in our own best interest to completely outlaw far right-wing parties from having power. This, what happens with Trump, what will happen with Trump, will be more evidence that the far right-wing party should never be allowed to have power again, ever. The problem is really that in a lot of ways, the left is just too weak. They're always too weak. The left is they want to make peace. Everybody live and let live. I was watching a documentary about Mussolini, and he started out on the left wing, but they were too weak. The left wing party was too weak. They wouldn't do what needed to be done. They wouldn't fight. They wouldn't stand up. So he moved over to the far right party. They embraced him, and then he just took it to the extreme, you know. Let me catch up here. So you are against free speech, Chris Mallard. Well, not necessarily. There should be rules, but I don't really know what I don't know what you said, what I said that triggered that. What did I say about not having free speech? Oh, no. Free speech protects your right to criticize the government and its employees. It does not protect hate speech. See, thank you, Sumami, for that. I appreciate you. Okay, this whole about free speech, did the Germans, did they have the freedom of speech? They didn't have freedom of speech, and look what happened to them. All they were trying to do, they spread leaflets trying to warn people about the Nazis. Can you not agree that the Nazis needed people to spread? They needed people. This was goodly works, and there was no freedom of speech. And look what happened. Now, it's not the ones on the right who tend to care about freedom of speech. They only care about freedom of speech whenever they're trying to spread their hate speech, and people start censoring them. Like the jackass who earlier got timed out for saying something about "Make America White Again." To be honest, the chat goes by so fast. I don't even know if that was being sarcastic, sardonic, if they meant it, if they were just saying, hey, this is what Trump, I don't know. All I saw was MAWA, and I put the two together, and that may not have been what it was about, for all I know. But it happened. So, and when I saw who it was from, I was like, oh yeah, I get it. You wish to ban right-wing politics? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, absolutely. Far right-wing politics, absolutely. They're literally trying to ban us, left-wing politics, and outlaw left-wing politics. Now, your idea of what a left-wing politician is and what they claim it is are probably completely different. We on the left want equality. We want people to be treated equally. We don't want the fascist boot to be put down on America. We don't want that kind. That's it. We don't want to overthrow the entire government and give all of everything to the people, like some notion of, Marxism or some bullshit like that. That's not what we want, but that's what they'd have you believe. But look at what they want. They want to impose, they want to take away all the rights. They want to take away all the protections. The first thing they do is taking away rights of people that protected them from oppression. That's the first thing they do. Let me bring up that page again. They're taking away the rights of trans people in the military. Border Czar responds to Selena Gomez crying over no apologies. They have no problem. They have no apologies for the deportations. My understanding, and I don't know how, this is just driving me nuts. Get the fuck. I don't know really what the wording or how it's going down, but my understanding is the border people are even going after Native Americans. I don't know. I'm going to have to look more into that and see what's going on there. Eternal torment for temporal actions can never be just or moral. Well, now back to this Noah Cross about Make America Whiny. That's simply secular, Dave. We can't ban sarcasm. That is true. That's a good point. But this whole notion of banning right-wing politics, yeah, look at what they do. Every time they get into power, they go after and they hurt other people. It's like a political group of masochists who just want to go hurt other people. Their whole entire plan is to hurt and oppress other people. We've got examples of it. The Nazis were literally an example of it. Whenever you look at the bad parts of Soviet Russia, okay, part of the deal is this is what people don't understand. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a sociology understanding now. China, Russia. You think of them as leftist, but they're not leftist. We call them socialist, but they're not socialist. Russia's a fiefdom now. But let's go back to Soviet Russia. Even then, even still, they called it a left wing or not left wing, but the socialist government. So inside that government, you have left wing people and right wing people. We're going to use that term because everybody knows what it means, conservative and liberal. So within the Soviet government, you had those same mindsets. People who wanted equality, freedom, life, choice, people who wanted to oppress or hurt. And it's the right wing that was in control that did that. So if you want the answers about what happened in Stalin's Russia that murdered 20 million or up to 40 million of their own people whenever they starved them out, that was the right-wing conservative part of their government taking power and doing what right-wing governments do. Pol Pot, same thing. He wasn't a theist. He was, though, part of the right-wing political movement of their government, and they did what they do. China, same thing. Mao, the entire Chinese government, same thing. You have the Chinese government, you have the people who are staunch, conservative, who want to do the things, blah, 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 kill people who don't want to, blah, blah. And then you have the people on the left who want everybody to be equal, everybody to be free, everybody to live their own lives. And whenever the people in the right gained power, they starved millions of people. They unalived millions of their own people. So every time the political right gets into power, they hurt people. Whether they call themselves fascist, whether they call themselves dictatorship, whether they call themselves apparently a democracy, it doesn't seem to matter. Whenever the far right wing gets into power, they hurt people. They do it every time. Our government did it in the past. You go look at what happened with Afghanistan back in the 50s and 60s of the last century. They wouldn't sell us their oil to the US and BP, so we helped them overthrow their government. So their democratically elected government would sell us their oil, or they wouldn't sell us their oil, but the religious leaders promised they would. So once we helped them overthrow their government, they started selling us their oil, but only for a little while. Then they started taking the weapons that we had given them, and they started using them against us. But these are all right-wing parties against right-wing parties. Look what's going on in Jerusalem, in Gaza right now. It's the Israelites are not bad, but Jews are not bad, Gazans are not bad, Palestinians are not bad. You know who's doing the hurting in both of these situations? The right-wing people of those parties. Now, to a degree, left-wing people can only get their asses handed to them or hurt. You can only hurt us so long before we start hurting back. So it's hard to say. Whenever you talk about all of Gaza, you can't say that the people who are attacking Israel are all right-wing people. You can't, because there's been so much violence and so much hurt and so much going on between them for so long. But who started it? Was it the left wing, everybody wants to get along and everybody wants to love and everybody wants equality group? Or was it the right-wing religious nutbags who attacked on October 7th? Which one was it? It was the right-wing religious nutbags that attacked on October 7th. Who responded? Who was in power at the time? The conservative right-wing party of the Israeli government led by Netanyahu. And what did they do? Full on, unalive anybody, everywhere, all they can, just as harsh, as cruel, as violent as they could possibly be. So who is doing it? The right-wing conservative governments should never be allowed to be in charge. Every time they do, they go this route. They hurt people every time, always. Okay, y'all are still here? So you got a little bit of salty Chris this morning. After the morning I had, thank you for letting me vent, because not that you had a choice, because I fully intended to just saddle up and be all happy. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I should make a video. I got to figure out what to do about this, because if we talk about this too long, YouTube will shut us down. Watch. The terms will change. And everybody's like, go to Blue Sky, go to Blue Sky. Oh, yes, I'm going to go to Blue Sky. I go to Blue Sky, I post, nobody likes, nobody cares. Yeah, I mean, I just never have that kind of luck with the social media. It just never works for me. And then, it won't be long before Blue Sky will get bought out by somebody else, by the big guys. And then they'll go down and it'll be just one more thing. So, good morning, Scotty. Noah doesn't trust himself around kids that he's not related to. That's well, I see in today's world it's a kind of a weird thing. You just be safe. In my opinion, be safe. Don't be alone with anybody else's kids. Never find yourself alone with somebody else's kids. Just don't do it. Be safe. It's not about you, it's about misunderstandings. Just eliminate everything. Just be safe. And by doing that, you find yourself never being somebody's babysitter. I can't, I got a rule. I got rules. I don't like kids. They give me cooties. Left-handed Jedi donated $2 to the super chat. Jesus Christ, Chris, tell us how you really feel. Am I right or am I right? Oh, I got all hot. Yeah, I kind of, so that's kind of my thinking, guys. Let me check back here on our little poll. I don't know if you're able to change your vote, but so far we've had 21 votes and 68% of people say politics too. They are related. Yeah, I just got to figure out how to do that. I got so much going on. There's so much happening in the world. We'll have to figure out how it's going to go. See what happens. Show me on this doll where Jesus touched you. That is fantastic. Hernan Jose, Moon Shoes. The Old Testament doesn't even mention Satan as a proper title, just El Shaitan, which just means the accuser. Well, there's parts like that. Kids will walk freely around Tokyo alone. Adults are always available to help them if they need anything. It should be that way. It should be that way. Yep. But part of the deal now, like in our country, look how things have gone, man. I don't trust the preacher type of person. Do you? After all the experience we've had, these right-wing religious leaders, all you have to do, we did it the other day on the show, pull it up. Pastor arrested. That's all you have to do. Preacher arrested. You just go pull it up. It changes every day. And so this way our country has gone, this mindset, it makes sense that we wouldn't have, it's not safe for your kids because of all the right-wing people that are out there. Apparently, hi, Ollie, are you wanting to come up here and sit with Papa? Oh my goodness gracious. Did Papa get all excited? I know, I was getting loud and cray-cray. I know, I'm sorry, I'm a mad Papa. Here we go. We'll turn on the studio cam and we'll go in here to the crotch cam so people can sit here with the puppy dog and say hi to Ollie. There's my Ollie. I'm surprised Daisy, but Daisy and them are already back there in the back. They're chilling out, sleeping over there. There's Daisy. Sadie's kind of hidden back there, but there's Ollie. You guys are fantastic. What's going on, little buddy? Okay, he wants to lay down with Papa. He's a wonderful puppy dog. So, that's kind of what I'm going to think about it. I'm very passionate about the politics. It overran the last show. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to carve out a section of the show, or because like I say, man, we're fun. We're funny. Let me keep on building the morning show, having fun, develop it as a fun anti-theist show because, hey, we still need to draw those people away, right? It's a war of attrition. We have to teach these Christians that their way is wrong and to embrace, to move away from that single vote issue, that kind of thing that's letting these hateful people overthrow our government. So I think the morning show needs to maintain its morning show, nice, juicy, fun, lightheartedness. And I need to find, I'm sorry, little man. I need to find another way to vent my frustrations, maybe fire up another show at a different time of the day or, go, there's a couple other streams, the Midas Touch. Maybe I could join the Midas Touch group if they're still around doing that sort of thing. Ollie is he's such a wonderful puppy. Oh goodness, his ears are looking great. Very good. I know he's very sensitive about his ears. He is. He's always been that way. There we go. You guys are fantastic. Let me check my poll here. I'm going to head out a little early today, just a little early, not too bad, because I've got to go do stuff far across town and fix things and make things gooder, and it's going to take me a while, and I've got stuff to do. So I'm going to go do those things, but I want to check our poll, and I want to read most of our super chats, right? Hernan Jose, I love that name, by the way. I think I like saying it. Are you okay, little man? You okay? Okay, good boy. Okay, so Abram, the father of the Abrahamic religions, gave his sister wife to the Pharaoh, and she gave him an STD. Genesis 12:17, if you care to look that up. What advice would you give the Pharaoh in the future? Always check for a ring. Let's see how many votes we have. It's just still 49 votes. Did I just refresh it? I think I may have just refreshed it. Yes, 49 votes. So nobody's going for the ring thing. Never trust a guy who says, she's my sister. That's good advice. Wear a Father Flanagan's Pharaoh sombrero condom next time. 59% of the vote. Thank you for that. I'm going to find white label condoms so we can start selling Father Flanagan's Pharaoh sombreros. I'm really going to do it. And have you considered chopping off your foreskin as a result of, those things? And there we go. So far, yeah, we've got 49%. Oh, hi, buddy. Are you okay, little man? You all right? You want to be the star of the show this morning, don't you? That's okay. I want to heat up my car. There we go. My cat has a gash from a bear. A bear. Tough kitty. Didn't King Tut die from syphilis? I thought King Tut, and I could be wrong, I thought it was something to do with a broken leg, some sort of infection from a broken leg. But I could be wrong. I'd have to go look. Yeah, blood, some kind of infection. Hey, Nitty, how you doing? I hope you're having a good day. We're just causing trouble, sinning, that sort of thing. I got a new music video out. I think I'll play it again here in just a few minutes, just before I run away, because people have been waiting for it. When people are getting here, just whenever people are ready and they start asking for are you okay, buddy? They'll start asking for the Pharaoh's curse, and we'll do the thing here in just a minute before I run off. Hernan, Brent A, all you wonderful people, thank you for joining us. And our poll. Let me check this one other thing here. Time to do the gritty. Oh man, I'm all sad because of the gritty. The gritty because my football team, if you know, you know. Hey, KCA Randy, how's it going, man? You doing all right? We've been talking about stuff. You got here just in time to see my latest production. I've been working on stuff. And now that I've gotten this far, I've got to go back and do some other stuff. My skills are lacking, but we're getting there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody, I'm going to do this right here. Now, let me know your opinions. Boop.
Mi burrito es tan bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno. It stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister. Now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. burrito está no bueno. A full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penal plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penal plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
You guys are fantastic. And, you know, I got to do this. These are cheering me up. You're cheering me up. I'm going to do this one more. I'm going to do this other little thing, and then I'm going to do it, close up the show. Here we go.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh, no. The Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sin and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right. So let me do some, read out my fan funding real quick. I'm going to ignore those, you know, the ones. Left-handed messenger for $5 said, Jesus walks into a motel, sits down 3 nails, and asks the manager to put him up for the night. Thank you for that. Left-handed Jedi for $2 said, fornication, my second favorite F word. I know, right? For $5, Raven Lunatic said, is this the show where we can say dumb stuff in Super Chat? Like these Christian messengers are coming across as clucking funts. So true. Here's my 2 cents. Damn it, Chris, don't click it. Damn it. I keep clicking it. How do you not click it? Get off of there. Here's my 2 cents worth. Just a bad joke. How does a priest make holy water? He boils the hell out of it. That's right. Or the E. coli, one or the other. And the left-handed Jedi for $2 said, Jesus Christ, Chris, tell us how you really feel. I was ranting. Was I not? I was just a salty Chris earlier. I was a terribly salty Chris. All right, guys, I'm going to go do some stuff. You have a wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'm going to get some things squared away. You have a wonderful day, and we will see you then. Take care. Oh, wait. Sin safely, my friends. Take care.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Mi burrito está no bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno. It stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister. Now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.